The wind screamed through the narrow streets of Seattle, bending trees and shaking traffic lights as rain poured down like sheets of glass. Cars honked desperately, their lights flickering through the fog. It was one of those nights when even the heart of a big city felt lonely and wild. At a small corner near Pike Place Market, a boy of barely 9 stood soaked to the bone. His name was Ethan Parker, an orphan with eyes too old for his age. He held a small plastic bag that carried all he had left in the world, a photo of his parents and a worn-out teddy bear. He had been wandering for hours, trembling from the cold, hiding beneath bus shelters whenever thunder cracked across the sky. Buses roared past him, sending waves of muddy water over his shoes. No one stopped, no one asked. To the busy city, he was invisible. Across the street, a black pickup truck slowed down. Inside sat Michael Anderson, a middle-aged construction manager heading home after a long shift. He saw the boy's shadow through the storm, small, shaking, and utterly alone. Something inside Michael froze. He couldn't drive on. He pulled over, his wipers fighting the rain. Stepping out, the cold wind slapped his face. "Hey, kid," he shouted over the thunder. "Are you okay?" Ethan didn't answer. His lips were blue, his small fingers clutching the photo tightly. Michael crouched down beside him, offering his jacket. "You'll catch your death out here," he said gently. "Come on, son, let's get you warm." At first, Ethan hesitated, fear flickering in his eyes. But when lightning flashed again and the rain grew harder, he finally nodded. Michael opened the passenger door, turned on the heater, and handed the boy a towel from the backseat. As the truck rolled through the flooded streets, Michael glanced at him. "What's your name?" he asked. "Ethan," the boy whispered. "I don't have anywhere to go." Michael's heart broke a little right then. He didn't know it yet, but this storm was about to change 2 lives forever. By morning, the storm had passed, and the city of Seattle shimmered under a golden sunrise. Michael took Ethan to a small diner near Green Lake Park, where the smell of pancakes and fresh coffee filled the air. Ethan sat quietly, staring out the window. His clothes were still damp, his eyes tired but soft. Michael ordered hot chocolate and pancakes with extra syrup. "Eat up, buddy," he said with a smile. "You look like you haven't had a warm meal in a while." Tears welled in the boy's eyes. "No one ever called me buddy before," he whispered. Over the next few days, Michael tried to help Ethan find someone, a relative, a guardian, anyone. But the search led nowhere. Social workers had no record of him. He was truly alone. Michael's heart wrestled with a question that kept him awake at night. Could he keep Ethan with him? He lived alone in a small house near Lake Union, his wife gone for years, his grown son living across the country. His evenings were quiet, his home filled with silence. Now that silence was broken by laughter, little footsteps, and the sound of cartoons echoing from the living room. Michael realized how much he needed this child too. But it wasn't easy. He faced questions from the authorities, background checks, financial paperwork, and sleepless nights filled with doubt. "You're not young anymore," a friend told him. "Why take on such a burden?" Michael's answer was simple: "Because someone once helped me when I was lost. It's my turn now." He worked extra hours, making sure Ethan had school supplies and clean clothes. They spent weekends walking through city parks, watching boats on Puget Sound, feeding ducks, and talking about dreams. Ethan's laughter slowly replaced his tears. The haunted look in his eyes faded, replaced by hope, and Michael, who had thought his best days were behind him, began to live again. A year passed. The once stormy child now stood tall in his new school uniform, his backpack covered in stickers. On the day of his 10th birthday, Michael surprised him with a bike, bright blue, with a silver helmet. They rode together through Discovery Park, where the wind smelled of pine and the sea stretched endlessly before them. "You see that horizon?" Michael said. "No matter how far life takes you, never stop chasing what's beyond it." Ethan smiled. "Because that's where hope lives, right?" Michael nodded, hiding the tears that burned in his eyes. But life brought one more challenge. One morning, Michael collapsed at work, heart failure. He survived, but his body weakened. Ethan spent days at his bedside, holding his hand, whispering, "You saved me once. Now I'll take care of you." Neighbors, doctors, and strangers online heard their story and began helping, paying bills, bringing meals, writing letters. A small act of kindness had grown into a wave of humanity. When Michael finally returned home, Ethan greeted him with a drawing taped to the wall. "My hero. The man who found me in the storm." That night, as they sat watching the city lights reflect off the lake, Michael said softly, "Son, I thought I was saving you, but you saved me too." Their story spread across social media, not for fame, but as a reminder that kindness never disappears. It echoes, it multiplies, it heals. Years later, Ethan became a counselor for orphaned kids, dedicating his life to helping others. On his office wall hung the same photo of that stormy night, the moment hope began again. He often told his students, "A single act of kindness can rewrite someone's whole story." It did for me, and somewhere in the quiet corners of Seattle, the spirit of one great man still whispers through every rainfall, "Be the shelter for someone's storm." Dear viewers, if this story touched your heart, please take a moment to share your thoughts in the comments. Your words inspire us to spread more kindness across the world. Don't forget to like, share this video with your friends, and subscribe to the channel Kindness Quest for more true and heartwarming stories of hope and humanity. Herb.